In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 seller mistakes. I see them happen all the time and they actually affect the bottom line. They affect the amount of money sellers are taking home at the end of the day once they've sold their property. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in the Vancouver area. I make these educational videos so that you can do your own research before making any sort of buying or selling decisions. Mistake number 1 seems like an easy one, but it happens all the time, is clients do not declutter their homes. One of the biggest goals when you're selling your property is to make your home appear larger than it is. And one of the best ways to do that outside of repainting the property is to remove large furniture items, remove items that are on counters. Do what you can to create more space. Anything that you're not going to need during the sales process, tuck it away. You're going to have to pack your belongings anyways, and sometimes it's best when you approach that task at different times. You can stagger it out, so you can do your first set of packing and decluttering before you list your properties, before you have pictures taken. You can do the rest at a later date, but I assure you that the less items and the less clutter you have, both on counters and furniture-wise and on the ground, it will affect your sales price at the end of the day. Now, in the area of prices, second mistake, and this can go on the realtor as much as it can go on the buyer itself, is they price their homes based on the active listings in the market. Active listings that are unsold, they truly don't mean anything when it comes to market value. There can be so many different reasons why a seller may price their home at a certain price, and it's not indicative of what you're going to get in a sale price. If you price your home based on active listings, you can expect to have happen to your home what is happening with active listings, and that's remain on the market for a long period of time. When that happens, when you price the home incorrectly and you're on the market for a longer period of time, you invite the lowballers, you invite the lowball offers, and people start to begin to think that something is wrong with the home. When you're pricing your home, you want to price it based on sold properties, recent sold prices, especially in the market today where the market is changing so quickly and home values are changing so quickly. When I put price assessments together for my clients, I tell them this is valid for 24 to 48 hours. Literally, we are redoing these price assessments up until the date that we actually list the property, looking only at sold prices to make sure that we're pricing at the most effective price to get the most amount of people early on interested in the property and potentially get multiple offers that way as well. And this leads me directly into the next seller mistake. And this is accepting the offer, always accepting the offer that has the highest price. There are various components to an offer, and a lot of it comes down to price. Of course, it tends to be one of the most important factors with sellers, but it shouldn't be everything. The second thing to consider with offers is what sort of subjects or conditions are placed in these offers, contingencies. So the buyer may have a subject to financing. They may have subject to doing an inspection. They may have subject to reviewing strata documents. They may place in all of these contingencies. And oftentimes when you're weighing a couple of offers, oftentimes you will get what's called a contingency free or a no subject offer at a little bit lower of a price. Then you'll get an offer that has all these contingencies in it, but it has a much higher price. I always think about this scenario. It was early on in my real estate career. We were selling a property and it was multiple offer night. We were collecting offers that evening. An hour before we were scheduled to receive offers, we actually had someone drive by the front of the house and they said, "Hey, are you showing this property right now?" We said, "Yes, but we're going to offers within the next hour. You're more than welcome to take a look." The couple came through. They were in there for about 5 or 10 minutes. They left. 10 minutes later, I got a call from their realtor. The realtor is like, "Look, they really love the property. We're going to send you an offer. Don't accept anything until you receive our offer." Now, what ended up happening in this scenario is we ended up receiving 2 or 3 offers for the property, including from this party. This party's offer was by far and away price-wise the highest offer we had. The difference was about $15,000 or $20,000 between this offer and the other offer we received, which had no contingencies. So we had, we'll call it the drive-by group. We had their offer at a much higher price, full of contingencies, and we had a no subject offer. It was $25,000 less, but without any subjects. And the one with the subjects, it was $1 million offer, which that's a lot of money. But at the time, that was a very, very high price for the neighborhood. It was eye-popping price, I guess you could say, for the type of property. Clients went with the one that carried the subjects, with the group that came in very quickly in 10 minutes right before offer presentation. That offer fell apart. I immediately went back to the no subject group. The no subject group, this was 2 days later, the no subject group had already found another property. We were stuck with no offers, and our clients had already purchased their next home. So just a small example of how there is huge value in a contingency-free offer. When you sign a contingency-free offer, and assuming the deposit check is attached to it, your home is sold. When you sign the offer with subjects, you're waiting for that contingency period for the buyer to tell you that, yes, I am purchasing your home. For you as a seller, you want to accept the offer that has the best price, but also has the best terms and conditions, has the best dates that are suitable for you. There are all these different components to an offer, and the biggest mistake I see quite frequently is getting mesmerized by the price on paper and accepting that offer. Now, another mistake that I see, and this is more common and it probably doesn't have as significant of an impact on your sales price, but it does affect the buyer experience when they're viewing your property, is leaving a lot of personal items and sentimental items, pictures especially, up in the various rooms in your property. There will be some buyers that they just can't place themselves as the property being their own home, because everywhere they turn, they're seeing grad photos or there's grandpa on the wall, and that buyer needs to walk in and they need to start placing their own items, their own pictures. They need to mentally be placing these while they're actually doing the showing, and it doesn't help them envision the home being theirs if they see too many personal mementos still left in the home during showing times. And this actually leads me to my last mistake. For now, there's tons of mistakes that sellers make, and I could have this video drag on for hours. I'm not going to do that to you, but the last one that I'm going to talk about today, it involves showings, is when sellers stay home for the showings. Very much like when buyers come in and they view your personal pictures and photos everywhere. If you're actually remaining in the home while buyers are coming through, they are not going to be able to view your property as a potential property for them. Personal experience for me, it's happened several times where I've brought clients through properties, and no fault of the agents, but they'll say that, hey, the seller is going to be home, they will open the door for you, just show up and ring the doorbell and all will be fine. And sometimes in that scenarios, if that scenario does have to happen and you need to open up, you may want to step outside of the home and allow the buyers through, provided they are with a realtor. In the instances that I'm talking about, we literally walked into these properties and there would be, I'm not kidding you, like 8, 9, 10 family members all hanging out in the kitchen, in the living room. I mean, on one hand, it shows how many people you can entertain in the home. On the other hand, and my clients told me this several times afterwards, they're like, how can we actually picture ourselves in this home when we're worried about literally stepping on someone's toes while we want to go check out the living room or the kitchen? We almost had to avoid certain areas in the home because we didn't want to offend and encroach on the seller's area. So while the sellers were lovely people, those homes were very quickly disqualified for us. So those are the mistakes I'm going to cover in this video. If you pay attention to those, you're really going to do a lot more for your home's value. You're going to sell at a better price. Guys, if you got value or you learned something in this video, it'd be really awesome if you could hit the like button below, because what happens is that sends this video out to more people that it can possibly help. If you enjoy these real estate videos, consider subscribing as well. Again, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in the Vancouver area. If you're looking to buy or sell and you want my help, all my information is in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.